do love to propagate.
How's my hair? It's pretty good.
Your hair?
Yeah.
You might want to get it cut. I know a place down that.
Yeah. It's too expensive. We're in Brooklyn. What's up? I'm Eric, play guitar and sing in Rosetta. This is my very simple pedal board. Boss TU2, keep the guitar more or less in tune. This is a custom-built overdrive done by one Matt Weed, guitar in Rosetta. It's more or less an emulation of an OCD full tone. It's pretty rad. Matt probably saw my other band, City of Ships, play more than any other guitar player, so sort of told him what I was looking for, and he had a pretty good idea about what kind of tone I was after. So built this guy, hand distressed. That's definitely my favorite pedal. The rest of the stuff's pretty standard. Akai head rush, nice digital delay, gets the job done with the built-in tap tempo, and then it's got the mode selector, which is cool. Like, hit both buttons at once, and it's going to switch between the normal delay, the looping function, and then the tape echo. I use the looper every now and then just to create some weird layers of noise and whatnot during the harsher moments of the set. Electro Harmonics, Holy Grail Nano. Had the big Holy Grail for a long time and shit out, so here we go with the Nano. Try again. This guy's lasted me now like 6 years. Up until actually this weekend when it's started to give me a couple issues, so funny how that goes. And then the good old Ernie Ball volume pedal, the Tank, which I use to basically stand on. A lot of people like to stand up on the monitors, but I just get the little 6-inch rise, 4-inch rise from the Ernie Ball VP. So yeah, man, that's my simple setup. As Matt said, I'm lucky to have been friends with Kevin for a long time. We're both from the Pensacola, Florida area where Electrical Guitar Company is based, and he's a little older than me, but through high school my bands were opening for his bands, and they always had this really interesting sound which I was not exposed to in any other way, but he was like a huge Albini fan and was playing Travis Bean guitars and stuff, and I'm always just like, what the hell is this metal guitar? So years later, when I started City of Ships, we played a couple more shows together, and he mentioned that he was starting this guitar company, and he would be stoked if I would want to play one of them. And I was like, this is, that doesn't even seem real to me, but okay, that sounds really cool. And he let me borrow the prototype guitar for quite a while, and I used it to practice with, and I fell in love with it. To be honest, it was really raw, as a prototype would probably be for any manufacturer. But by the time we sort of came to the point of talking shop about what it was going to be, I was playing this telecaster that my father gave me as a gift when I was really young, and he thought it was cool that I was playing in a heavier band with a telecaster, so he suggested that we kind of pay tribute to that. And this didn't wind up being the first telly that he sent out, but in fact it was the first telly that he shaped. So yeah, it's a pretty standard setup. 2 EGC pickups, 3-way selector, standard 2-volume, 2-tone knobs. I am intensely in love with the clean tones that this guitar is capable of, especially when you throw a nice reverb on there. It just sings. And I admit that the dialing in the guitar for sort of, it handles nasty, low, heavy stuff unlike anything I've played before. But there's something in that kind of mid-range that took some tone shaping and some getting used to, because it does really scream in there. And compared to like a traditional Mexican-built wooden Telecaster, it was kind of like, wow, this thing is like harsh at times. I've come to love that, and I kind of found ways to temper it by just playing it and falling in love with this thing as I have over the 4 years that I've had it. But yeah, super cool instrument. It's got the little custom engraving on the back. And but yeah, Kevin is an amazing dude, and I couldn't be prouder of that guy and prouder to be playing one of his instruments. Yeah, and Matt actually did a little work on this for me a couple weeks ago and opened it up. I had never done it because I didn't have a reason to up until that point. But yeah, Kevin puts little love messages inside of the guitars sometimes, and I got one. I'm gonna keep it secret, but it's a really great guitar, so I'm really proud to have it. Well, the neck is significantly faster than any wooden standard guitar I'd played before, and it's also much thinner. So that kind of came with a little getting used to, but it wasn't a problem. It was actually a huge blessing. You know, I was able to get a little shreddier than I was used to even, which is cool. And then, yeah, I mean, you know, of course it's metal, so it reacts to temperature a little bit. If you're touring in the winter, you want to keep an eye on it, make sure it's inside warming up for a little while. But in general, it's cool. I mean, it's a heavier instrument for sure than your average Les Paul or Telecaster, but, you know, that's not a big deal. If you're a grown man, it's just a guitar at the end of the day, so